back here for a Tottenham update. All of you have seen the news already.
Are you ready? Are you
I'm
ready
not ready.
to get your heart broken again?
My heart's already broken, man. I've been so.
I know it's about to get broken again, mate. It
hasn't been put together to be broken again. You know what I mean? Like, I am just so.
Whatever's left of it is going to be smashed into little smithereens.
I'm just so kind of removed from my feelings on this transfer. Like, every single update that comes in, I'm just looking at it being like, for fuck's sake.
I'm watching it like, don't even try and get me excited. How dare you? Like, you've done so much to me this window. I'm
just
watching
looking like any other time when these like this kind of news comes through, I'll be like, yeah, fucking let's get in the studio, let's make some video, come on.
God, hijacking's on.
Top quality player. But now I'm just looking at it, grimacing at my phone, being like, fuck's sake, Tottenham.
It's gonna be a
doing
hat
this
trick
to us again.
It's gonna be a hat trick of rejections. That's what we're gearing up for. A hat trick of embarrassments.
But we'll get into what the news is if you haven't seen it already, and then we'll give our 2 cents on it. So, Bild first reported saying Javi Simons is currently in London discussing his future, and everything points towards Tottenham Hotspur. Spurs and Leipzig have already exchanged verbal figures in initial exploratory talks and are now due for talks with the player today. Fabrizio Romano says that Javi Simons has arrived in London with his camp in order to clarify a future move soon authorised by Leipzig. Tottenham are in club-to-club talks with Leipzig. Official contact made today. Chelsea remain in talks with Leipzig as they have already an agreement on the player's side since July. Florian Plettenberg, this is the interesting one, says that Tottenham have now officially submitted an offer to RB Leipzig for Javi Simons. It's already close to the offer that RB are expecting, 70 million euros all in. No offer from Chelsea as of yet. And then very recently, it's just done a new update saying official offer from Tottenham to RB Leipzig for Javi Simons, 100% confirmed with both clubs in direct contact today. Tottenham are pushing. Javi Simons is in London, as an agreement between Leipzig and Tottenham is seen as a matter of time. RB demands 70 million euros, including add-ons. No decision for now. It's up to Javi and any potential Chelsea movement. Ben Jacobs says that Tottenham are advancing with Javi Simons, who's in London to try and clarify his future. Simons has been giving priority to Chelsea all summer after agreeing terms, but the clubs are yet to agree a fee, and he is also open to Spurs. Tom Barkley says Javi Simons wants 200 grand a week to complete a transfer away from Leipzig during the summer transfer window. The salary would make him Tottenham Hotspur's new highest earner at the football club, which will be basically pay parity with Son, what Son was on. And
probably Romero.
Probably Romero now as well. And Moyes ESPN, who's a Barcelona journalist, says Tottenham are on the verge of signing Javi Simons, which may push Chelsea to step up their pursuit of Fermin Lopez. And it's quite interesting, that journalist as well, because he has reported on Barcelona kind of Tottenham related news in the past where he's got it absolutely spot on. Emerson Royale was a key state of that. Adama Traore, when he went to Barcelona, when Spurs were heavily linked with him at the time, and also Clement Longley when he joined Spurs. So he's called those 3 transfers spot on. So maybe he can be calling the Fermin Lopez situation spot on as well. But I don't know. I just can't get excited for it, man. I just can't.
Get excited. It's happening. Can't you get excited? You bring the mood down, mate.
I just can't
bring the mood down.
Like, I just can't do it.
Yeah, I know.
I just can't do it to myself all over again. Like, I've been excited for Mbeumo. I've been excited for Eze. I've been excited for Morgan Gibbs-White. I've literally used up all my excitement in this window on all these transfers, which I thought were going to get over the line. I just can't do it to myself again. I really can't. And I just don't see this happening. I think this is going to get to a stage where, it will get me, it will drag me in, and it will get me excited. And then Chelsea are just going to snatch it from us. And look, we were talking yesterday with Brian, weren't we? And you said that just before the game, we're going to hear a big name. We're going to be an advancement. It's going to look like we're going to get him. And then after the game, after the protest, it's all just going to go fall flat on our face. And I think this is what we're seeing playing out in front of our eyes right now.
I mean, it's very coincidental, isn't it? Just before another big protest arranged after an unbelievably embarrassing transfer window, we're now hearing Tottenham basically looking to hijack this deal. When, if I'm being brutally honest, I'm looking at the reporting, and I think you could look at it one way. Obviously, all the reports have said Spurs aren't willing to bid for Javi Simons unless there is good concrete knowledge that, one, he's interested, and two, we can get it done quickly to avoid Chelsea.
Who said that?
I think Romano said that. I think someone else said that as well. I can't remember. But there has been reporting saying that we would only bid under those circumstances. So now Plettenberg is saying we have bid. So if that is true, and we take him at his word that is 100% confirmed, then that's quite positive. And O'Keefe said that as well. So that's what the chat's saying. So all of a sudden you're thinking, okay, is there an actual chance this is happening? But I'm reading the reporting. Plettenberg still says it's dependent on Chelsea. Everyone is saying at the moment that he's open to Spurs. No one's saying he's going to choose us over Chelsea. Chelsea have just sold Nkunku to AC Milan. David Ornstein yesterday reported that the Javi Simons deal hinged on Nkunku. But then again, was that when they were only horse in the race? Now there's another horse with us. Are they prepared to go as high as we are in terms of the bid? Who knows? Apparently, that's been a stumbling block on Chelsea side. They're not willing to meet Leipzig's valuation, and maybe we are. But still, for me, once we get to this stage where we're very serious about Simons and we get an agreement with Leipzig, which apparently we're quite near, are Chelsea just going to come in and put the money on the table and say, look, we can't let Tottenham get him. We've been in talks with you all summer. I think they've apparently has already personal terms agreed with Chelsea as well on top of that. And I'm reading all the reports. All of them are still saying Chelsea's still at the table. No one's saying that they've left. Everyone is still saying that his preference is Chelsea. Everyone's only saying he's open to Tottenham, but they're not saying he will definitely choose Tottenham. So I'm still reading everything, and Ornstein has been very quiet as well. He hasn't said anything, so I think we're all waiting for his update. I think we'll know the true nature of what's really going on once he says something on this deal. I also have a fear that is the German media drumming up all this talk to try and get Chelsea to pay what Leipzig want? Are we basically being used as a pawn here? I'm worried about that as well.
It won't be the first time.
It won't be the first
time.
Exactly. I'm worried about that possibility. I'm not saying that we definitely haven't bid. I'm just saying that that's something to be wary of, that we're being used as a pawn. Another also something to be worried about is there is also a possibility that we've made a bid knowing it's not going to happen, just so, as you say, there's a protest coming, right, on Saturday. So if we put this bid in, even though we know he's going to choose Chelsea are going to stomp the money up. The bid right now, if we can basically put this bid in and drag it over to past this game, and then and then Chelsea goes on past later on, then by this point in time, before the protest, all of a sudden it's like we've got a bid in for Simons. We're trying really hard to go for him. It's advancing, blah blah blah. Maybe we've even got full agreement with Leipzig at one point, which doesn't really matter if we get full agreement with Leipzig, because if Chelsea get the same agreement, he's going to pick Chelsea, right? So I can even envisage maybe today or tomorrow we get a full agreement with Leipzig, but waiting on Simons, and then that makes us look good, right? Or we'll make Levy look good in the short term, and then we'll get Gazump later, right? So that's also a possibility, that we're just basically putting in a bid knowing it's going to fail just for a PR thing. That's also a big possibility. So I think right now, I'm not getting excited. I'm not getting excited about this possibility. I would love it to happen, don't get me wrong. I think Javi Simons, I've said during the whole window, he would be one of my top choices. Phenomenal player. We saw him at the Euros. Brilliant for the Netherlands. I think he's been brilliant for Leipzig. Not great last year, to be honest, but most of the time he's been Leipzig, especially in Champions League, brilliant. PSV, brilliant. Such a talented player. Can play in multiple positions as well. I think there's so much to be excited about this potential deal if it comes off. Solves our number 10 position. If I'm describing him as a kind of profile, I would say he's very similar to someone like Phil Foden or Musiala, that kind of number 10 who's kind of low centre of gravity, not like the strongest, but unbelievable technician, great, bow-footed, good late runs in the box, good eye for a pass. But, as we've said, can you really envisage Tottenham at the end of the window sitting there with Javi Simons as their player?
No, I cannot. But when you're talking about a player, like the guy can just glide past players as well, can't he? Unbelievable finishing ability from like outside the box. Such a great shot on him. I think when you're talking about the number 10s that we've gone for, there's a case to say, there's an argument to say, based on pure footballing ability, this guy might be the best one out of the lot. You know, not even joking. Like 22 years of age as well, such a young player still, but a young player with a lot of experience. International experience at the highest level in club football as well. Look, there has been reservations and question marks over attitude, but yeah, look, with Frank's no dickhead policy, maybe he's just backed into a corner and he'll just take anyone he can at this moment in time. But yeah, let's hope that that's not a case anymore. But if you speak to RB Leipzig fans, I think a number of them will tell you that he does have some sort of attitude issues. Hopefully, he just needs the right manager on top of him, and that can be kind of, pushed out of him. But look, I just feel like there's no point even talking about this because I feel Chelsea will end up coming in. However, Chelsea have been there for him for a while. And why are the links to the Barcelona midfielder
Lopez,
Fermin Lopez? You know, I mean, this seems a lot more hot for Chelsea right now than Javi Simons. How likely is it then that Fermin Lopez wants to leave Barcelona and go to Chelsea? He's a Barcelona boy, isn't he? Well, he's Argentinian, but I mean, he's come through the ranks there at Barcelona, and he's started to break into the team, and he gets a lot of minutes there. Barcelona are obviously one of the best teams in Europe at this moment in time. They've got a young team all growing together. There's no guarantees that he's going to want to leave there. So if that move breaks down, or if they don't get a bid accepted, or if he doesn't agree personally in terms of Chelsea or anything like that, then that's it. Javi Simons is waiting there, right there, straight for them. So yeah, I feel like he will end up at Chelsea, unfortunately.
And all the reality is, we've been here before. We were asking the same questions. I was asking the same questions with Eze. If he was going to go there, why is it taking so long? Why have they pulled out? It looks like they're going for other targets. They're extending Trossard's contract when we were told he would have to leave for Eze to come and all this kind of stuff. So
he is Spanish, Fermin Lopez.
I was like, is it, there must be an opening here. And then we agreed a deal, and then they came and swooped in. So it's hard not to kind of feel the same way with this deal, that the same thing's going to happen. I think we have PTSD from all the transfers we had this summer, all the transfers we've had, over the years. So it doesn't surprise me that that's the feeling, and I think we've got a right to feel. And also, the reporting is saying that essentially that Chelsea is still at the table. No one is saying Chelsea have pulled out. Really, there are some reports. I think from the Evening Standard, they've said that Chelsea don't see Simons as a priority. They're prioritising Garnacho and Lopez. Bild are saying that as well. ESPN are saying that he's moved on. So there are some reports, but I think all the main ones, all the real reliable ones, are not saying that. Plettenberg, who said we have a bid, is saying they're still on the table. Romano said do not count Chelsea out their race. They're very much still at the table as well. So most truly reliable tier 1 sources are saying they are very much still at the table.
It feels like as well, regardless of whether Chelsea come in or not, like they're saying, Ben Jacobs has said that Javi Simons is open to joining Spurs, right? But I always get a bit of worry when Spurs are going in for a move when there's no agreement on the player's side. Like usually you have agreement on the player's side, and then you do club to club talks, and then you agree a fee. That hasn't happened this time round. We've gone the other way round with no guarantees that Javi Simons even wants to come to Spurs.
Well, I mean, the reports that we've heard are we wouldn't bid unless we heard encouragement from their camp. That's what we've heard.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing we've heard some encouragement. But I wouldn't say we don't have full agreement on personal terms.
It's an Eze situation all over again, pretty much.
Yeah.
I know we did it the other way round, but Eze's priority was also always Arsenal. Mm-hmm. Javi Simons' priority has always been Chelsea. Mm-hmm. So it's the same situation all over again.
And also, the way all these reports are worded, it does worry me a bit that we are being used in the media, because all of them are just saying, "Oh, he's open to Tottenham." Are the German media essentially just trying to signal to Chelsea, or if you don't bid, if you don't come in, he's open to Spurs. Maybe he's going to go there. You can't. Are you going to take that chance?
It's agent talk. Forget media talk. It's agent,
whatever it is. Are we just being used? That when I read these reports, it doesn't scream to me, we're 100% going all the way. A lot of some of it tells me, are we being used here? That part of me is looking at these reports and thinking that's what's happening, because they're saying he's open to Tottenham. They're not saying he'd be excited by the opportunity or he's really interested in working under Fran. They're saying he'll be open to Tottenham. So it's like that also kind of not implies, but like if you're reading between the lines, is that them saying basically just signalling it all to Chelsea to try and push them in? That's worries me as well when I read this. It's all primed, isn't it, for us to get absolutely screwed over in public again? Yeah,
100%, and it could well be another big embarrassment for Tottenham Hotspur in this window. We don't have time for any more embarrassments. We don't have time for this. We need to bring in players right here, right now. We need to get players over the line, and I, for one, can't really see this happening, because I just feel like this gets to a certain stage. Chelsea don't get the deal done with Fermin Lopez, and they go, oh, look, we've got a player that's dying to come to us right there, right now. That wants to join Chelsea. Let's put in a bid. Let's match Tottenham's bid, and let's get him over the line.
How many times have we seen this specific story as well? Late in the window,
so many times.
We've struggled for getting our target in. We've not got our target in throughout the window. It's now running out of time, and we put in a late bid for an unrealistic target for a PR move, and we're knowing we're never going to get him. How many times have we seen that film? So many times.
We've seen it so many times.
So many times. Like people don't even get excited by it anymore.
This is like this is like the 10th or 20th series of this film. Remakes are never as good as the original, are they? And we keep seeing the remake after remake after remake, and it gets worse and worse and worse. And Spurs fans, including myself, and I'm sure including you, just scarred by it.
Mm-hmm.
And we're just scarred. At the beginning of the window, we're all full of like life and all full of hope, and then rejection after rejection after rejection, getting played 1 time, 2 time, 3 time, 4 time. You're sitting here with 4 days left of the window, being like, Romano could give me a here we go today, and I still wouldn't get excited. That's where we're at right now.
I just wait for that Chelsea hijack. That would be it, because that's where it's 100% where we're at. But also we've seen these late big bids, unrealistic bids for players that we're not going to get at this stage. Like, we've seen that before. So is it just another one of those? Like, we've seen that so many times. Late bids in a window. So that, being a Tottenham fan, having lived through that many times, it's hard to think, with 4 days left of the window, we've made a massive bid for Javi Simons and have true belief we're actually going to get it over the line. I'll believe it when I see him at Tottenham signing a contract. That's when I'll believe it. At this current time, as long as Chelsea are at the table, and as long as they're still in trying to make a deal, and as long as the deal's not advanced, there's nothing to be excited about.
Yeah, absolutely.
Even if we agree with Leipzig, there's still nothing to be excited about.
Yeah, well, it looks like, if you believe what Florian Plettenberg is saying, that agreement is imminent in that case, but there's still no agreement on the player side. There's no green light from Javi Simons to come to Tottenham. And basically, we're just sitting here waiting for Chelsea news. That's what we're doing.
We're waiting for a Ornstein killer blow. That's what we're waiting for, and that's. I think it's inevitable. It's going to come at some point. Ornstein says it's always been Chelsea. Chelsea full agreement with Leipzig. Now that'll be that. That's kind of what we're just like waiting for. Look, you can dream. I think a lot of people are still, seeing a lot of people on social media. Some are still hopeful, but I think the vast majority are just being so browbeaten by this window. I don't think anyone truly believes that.
Every single person that I have spoken to today, Spurs fans, not one has believed it's going to happen. Not one, and that's mad when you think about it. When you think about, like, if this news was to come out on the first week of the window, let's say, everyone would be so excited. But it's because we've just been burnt so many times. We need that Ornstein bomber to tell us it's going to happen, but look, it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. So look, that is the news right now on Javi Simons. There has been a bit of an update on Yves Bissouma. Sasha Tavaleri says that Bissouma's transfer from Tottenham to Galatasaray is officially off. Galatasaray now moving quickly on other targets. Galatasaray concerned about the potential physical issues, as Gala wants a midfielder who's immediately available. So if that's true, then maybe the Bissouma injury reports are actually true.
Yeah, but it depends how serious the injury is, but it seems very odd if it's not a serious injury to pull the plug on a deal just because he's out for a few weeks. I don't know, but I don't know the exact situation of his injury. But yeah, it's a bit annoying for him. I'd say for Bissouma, because he's been not being selected in the squad. I know there's disciplinary issues. Obviously, we want to get rid of him as well. He's surplus to requirements at Spurs. So the fact that it looked like we had an agreement and it's now off is very frustrating. Let's just hope someone else comes in for him, or there's another situation. That worries me, though. If they've pulled out because there's an injury, does that maybe mean it's actually more serious than we thought? And if he's got a serious injury, it's going to be even harder to shift, isn't he? That is a bit of a concern.
Yeah.
So let's just hope that that's not really the reason.
Let's hope so. What could the reason be? Unless Bissouma just doesn't want to go to Turkey.
Unless either that or someone else has come in for him and he's going to go there.
Yeah.
Maybe. That's a possibility. Yeah, let's see. I don't know, but we know he needs to move on. Everyone's on the same page on that. I think Bissouma knows his time's up here. So let's hope we can find a solution for him. But it's a bit annoying that we seem to have found one, and it seems at last minute it's backfired.
To be fair, though, I don't think we've heard any other journalist apart from Sasha Tavaleri speak about this. I think he's the only journalist. Like, nothing from Romano, nothing from Ali Gold, nothing from anyone. So maybe this just wasn't the case at all.
What, you mean the whole deal?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's possible as well. It's very possible. You could have just made up the whole deal. Who knows?
Nobody else has been speaking about it.
We haven't heard. Yeah, we haven't heard anything, have we?
No. So it could just be, just completely fabricated. But anyway, that's the Bissouma situation. There is one more that has just come to my attention from Dario AS. Says that Tottenham will approach Atletico Madrid to sign Conor Gallagher in the coming hours. Atletico don't want to lose midfielder and will reject all proposals, but he has a €60 million release clause. Aston Villa, Crystal Palace and West Ham are also interested in him. I've actually heard a few links with Crystal Palace and Conor Gallagher over the last couple of days, but he's just not the player we need, guys. So just move on from this. Yeah,
we're not getting Gallagher. How many times do we have to talk about Conor Gallagher every year? We're not getting him. No chance we're getting Conor Gallagher.
Nor do I want him.
We don't need Conor Gallagher.
I don't want Conor Gallagher.
I wouldn't mind him in some certain circumstances, but right now there's no need for him. Like, we've got the midfielders. We've signed Paulinho. He's not a number 10. I don't see why we would want him right now. For 60 million, we need to spend that in the right places, and Conor Gallagher isn't that.
Yeah, 100%. So look, that is
there's one more.
Oh, what's
from
this?
Ali Gold.
Oh, Ali Gold's finally piped up. Come on.
Javi Simons, saying Tottenham sense an opportunity and are believed to have verbally offered a sum close to the 60.4 million that Leipzig are looking for. That's been done with the hope that a deal will get done amid those Chelsea fears.
Well, you would think that a bid goes in amid the hope that a deal will get done, as opposed to putting in a bid thinking, oh, the deal won't get done.
Yeah, you'd hope so.
Who puts in a bid thinking, we're not going to get this player over the line?
Spurs, because it's only for PR. That's Tottenham knowing that it's not going to go over the line. That's just classic Tottenham. So he's saying it's a verbal offer so maybe that means kind of not official offer, but a verbal offer close to what they want. I don't know. Look, some people have said, well, we would only bid if there was a real 100% opportunity, chance we're getting him, and he'd come. We can get it done quickly. So let's hope that's the reason that we've bid, because of those factors. But
I know you love your percentages. What do you put on the likelihood of this deal happening? What's your percentages?
30%.
I put it lower than that. I put it lower. I reckon he's like over 80% not going to join us. So that's where I'm at. Let us know your thoughts. Will Javi Simons join Spurs? Are we all set up for yet another embarrassment in this transfer window? Let us know your thoughts in the comment section below.